A maidservant accidentally conceived the king's child, and now she was in labor. After hours of painful torment, she finally gave birth to a baby boy. Upon learning it was a son, the maidservant wept with joy, because she knew that the king had long dreamed of having a boy. Sure enough, upon hearing the news, Henry rushed over immediately. He didn't even bother dismissing the servants who were bowing, and upon seeing the baby, Henry could no longer contain his joy.
I have a son.
The maidservant, too, was overjoyed, for now, as the mother of a son, she no longer had to worry about her future. In contrast, the queen was bitter. Catherine, who had failed to produce an heir, arrived at the church barefoot, praying devoutly to God.
I pray you, give me a child, a son to fill my empty womb.
The queen's suffering was not just from her own inability to conceive, because she knew her husband had a bastard child. Yet, no matter how bitter she felt, she dared not speak a word of complaint. Later, the king threw an extravagant celebration for his son, a grand event, entirely ignoring Catherine's feelings. Just as Catherine was about to leave, he began toasting with joy.
To my son!
Perhaps failing to bear an heir was the queen's greatest sin. Meanwhile, the maidservant who had given birth to the son became increasingly arrogant, disrespecting the queen. During the court bowing, she no longer displayed her usual humility, but instead wore the smug face of someone who had achieved something. She thought she could win the king's heart with this illegitimate child, but little did she know, she was far too naive. For the fickle Henry immediately turned his attention to another, more alluring maidservant. So he gave a signal to his servant, ordering him to fetch her for the night.